So you thought my last mushroom design was good, huh? Well, I got news for you, man, because this is perfection. This is
He's mine now.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Minecraft PixelArt project world. And as you can see, we have a lot of mushrooms here, but these mushrooms that you can see right now have all already been reviewed. If you haven't seen the first video yet, then you need to go check that out because it covers a majority of the mushrooms here so far. It records the entire first row, I believe, and the entire second row, and the entire third row. I say I believe because I'm pretty sure I haven't added any new ones to those rows in particular. But I have added several new mushrooms, and we might as well get one out of the way because as soon as I fly up, you're going to notice it. Boom. You might probably be able to guess what that mushroom is, but I'm quickly going to double check that I have not added any new mushrooms to these rows, and I don't think I have. So, yep, we are good to go with the actual new ones. So, obviously because I've already reviewed a lot of the mushrooms here, we're going to have to start back here. So I didn't make any new poison mushrooms, but what I have made is this row, which at first only contained these two mushrooms, which is essentially for mushrooms that don't have enough variants to get their own row like these. I'm just going to equip a sword in case, safety first. So I did review these two, the mini mushroom and the actual downscaled mini mushroom. Those were the last video. So all these are new. Starting off with, of course, the one that you'll notice straight away. It's so big right now I can't get it onto my tablet screen without some maneuvering. This is the Mega Mushroom from New Super Mario Bros. DS. So this Mega Mushroom is like the most famous mushroom in the New Super Mario Bros. Series, I'd say. The Propeller Mushroom is very famous as well, but this one was all over the marketing for Mario Bros. New Super Mario Bros. And it is a really, really fun mushroom, so it kind of does deserve it. So for this one, I did go a bit more ambitious with the sizing. However, I've made much bigger projects than this before, so it wasn't too crazy for me. But it is kind of way more intimidating when you're building something this big at first. Since we have less mushrooms, I can go into a bit more detail. Things like the effects I use for shading. One of my favourite parts about creating pixel arts is simulating shading with the different shades of colour. Colour blocks available, so things like terracotta, usually being the darker shade to concrete, although that's not always the case. And then, of course, the nice little accents on the edges of big patches of colour, giving a nice shaded look. I do apologise for my loud chair. That's not going to change anytime soon, unfortunately, but another thing I really liked is the use of grey blocks all around the black outline to give it a bit more of a three-dimensional feel. So I won't do it now, but when we fly back you will see it actually does have quite a nice effect. So moving in to the next mushroom, we have I'd say probably the most well-known mushroom in the new Super Mario Bros. Series, if not for this. In fact, it is really close to me, so comment down below, would you say that the Mega Mushroom or the Propeller Mushroom is more well known and more famous? So yeah, so this was of course from New Super Mario Bros. Wii from 2009, 2009, and the colours on this one are the thing I would want to improve. I really actually like the sprite design I ended up using. However, the colour of specifically the mushroom itself are what I'd want to improve. The propeller is fine to me. Ironically enough, the mushroom kind of actually looks a little bit better on camera, aside from the quality, of course. But yeah, so I did have to end up using the orange for the sort of light red on this because there wasn't really a colour that worked for it well enough for me, and I do get kind of OCD about the colours I use for pixel arts. It can take me a long time to finally decide on colours to use. So moving on, we've got the acorn from, I can't remember the name of this power apart from just the acorn soup, but This is from New Super Mario Bros. U. So this is like the row for the ones from the 3D games, as well as just obscure mushrooms. But so this one gave you a sort of flying squirrel-esque suit, and it is pretty nice. I don't like how I blended the colours with the yellow and the very dark red there. That does look particularly awful on camera as well. I really like the design I used, but they weren't actually in Minecraft. None of the designs I use are actually from Minecraft. They're just pixel arts with just pixel art drawing stuff. But yeah, the problem was that they had colours that just aren't available in the game, at least in a way that looks good. So I did have to kind of improvise a bit here, but I think I did a pretty good job of capturing the overall likeness of it. Then we have a variant of it, which actually took me a little while to perfect, or to at least make it good enough for my standards. This is the P acorn, which is basically the overpowered, cheaty sort of acorns version of the acorn suit, just like the Super Leaf in Mario 3D Land, and the P wing. So the P took me a while to make it, so I actually thought it looked okay. I think the little black line on the inside there was the final thing that I had to add before I was satisfied with it. The coloured stripes may look a bit messy close up, but I think from farther away they kind of land the effect a bit better. Admittedly, it could be a better design, but I did find it pretty difficult, and I didn't actually have a sprite to use. So I was trying to kind of design it, mostly copying the stripe patterns from that one, but also a bit from the ground up with the outline and colours, and I think it came out pretty nicely considering all that. Let me know what you think. Now this mushroom right here, you probably won't recognise, and that's no fault of your own. I didn't know this existed either, but this is actually called is it just the invincibility? Yeah, the invincibility mushroom from Toad's Treasure Tracker, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. And yeah, the colours I used are made of glass because it has this sort of rainbow effect, and I thought it would be cool to make it out of the glass. I might redo it, but I do quite like the effect it has, so I'll think about that. I kind of like it at the moment, to be honest, so I probably won't redo it, at least for a bit. But I kind of don't like how you can see the tops of the glass through the other blocks like that. Moving on to the final two mushrooms on this row for now, we have the golden mushrooms, and I'm actually really proud of the way these turned out because I was very intimidated by how hard these were to build. And again, I didn't actually have a sprite for these that looked anywhere near good enough. So these are kind of my own custom designs. So what I did was I took the new Super Mario Bros. Default sprite I use, which is this design here, and then that's been recolored several times now. But this one right over here is more than just a recolor because I had to redesign it with the different areas of gold for all the different colors, and on the face, unlike some of the other mushrooms. And I also added these like shines, like glints, shimmers, whatever you want to call it, going across the gold. Again, from close up it can look kind of messy, but I think from far away it looks pretty good. And the reason there are two of them is because I actually do class them as different. This one is from Mario Kart, and I've labelled it as Mario Kart 64 because that was the first Mario Kart game with this in it. And if you don't know what that does, it gives you a massive speed boost. And then this one right here is from New Super Mario Bros. 2. And I can't just remember what that does in that game, but it's not got the crown, which is basically the only difference I could see. So yeah, so those are pretty nice. Sorry about that. If I did have to pick one mushroom I think is my favourite looking from this new row here, not including those two over there, well, I mean, to be honest, even if I do include those, I'd probably still say it was either the Mega Mushroom or the Mario Kart Golden. I'm going to say the Mega Mushroom for now. It's quite a defining Pixar. You can't fail to notice it at all. Finally, we have the start of another new row, and the reason I'm starting another new row is because there are going to be several in this row specific to this, so I thought I might as well make a new row for them, and it is from Mario Galaxy and Odyssey, the mushrooms. So if you haven't played those games, if you have, you should immediately recognise what this is. I mean, I could do a really terrible job of this, and you should still be able to recognize it because it's the really iconic mushroom from the first Mario Galaxy, and that is, of course, the bee mushroom, which turns you into the bee suit, which is so fun. I love that thing. I can still, at will, play the music from the Bee Galaxy and the sound of Bee Mario flying around because I love that galaxy. So what I did here, because it actually did take me a few tries of completely starting over to perfect this. Well, I say perfect, but to make it look pretty good, in my opinion. But even at that point, what I did was use wool for the majority of it, because if you look at the bee mushroom in the game, it has a really fluffy appearance to it because of the fluffy fur stuff on bees. So that's why I used wool for the majority of it. But I kind of like to detail things whenever possible. So I decided that was too simple, just brown and yellow wool stripes. So I decided to add these concrete blocks as a form of shading, because the 3D model that you see for the bee mushroom does have shading that kind of goes across and around it a bit. But yeah, I did try and add that, and I think it came out okay. So overall, the mushroom, I really do like it, but specifically shading, which I wasn't sure about, I think it's alright. So let me know what you guys think of the bee mushroom, and of course that is the first of many new Mario Galaxy mushrooms that are going to come out, including, the spring mushroom, the boulder mushroom, whatever that one's called. Yeah, and also I can't actually remember if there's any special mushrooms in Mario Odyssey, but if they are, they're going to get added on the row. So yeah, those are all of my new mushrooms that I've built on this world that you haven't seen in the last video. But before I sign off or anything, I'm actually gonna do a little bit of a laugh and show some of the updates to some really bizarre and borderline creepy things that my friends have been building on this world. So you probably saw the start of this in the last video. This is my friend who you'll know as Harry Jones in the comment section, and he is so slow at building, it's unbelievable. I thought it would take him 5 minutes to build the watermelon mushroom design that I sent him, which is what this is supposed to be. I don't know what the frickin' hell happened to it. One of my other friends, who you'll know as Theory Bird, started customizing it because Harry took so long to build it. And he also built this because why wouldn't you want a creepy Teletubby statue? There was a bit of a TNT incident with what was once a watermelon-sized house, and then Harry just, I don't know, snorted coke or something and decided that would be a good look for the top of the house. I do actually genuinely quite like this, what he's done here. Very nice hedged little staircase down. But what the fuck? Yeah, okay. That's there. And I don't think that Alex has done anything, who you'll know as Stars and Trains. But yeah, well, you won't know him as Stars and Trains because you'll know him as Alex Filmer Gaming. Why did I? It's because we were talking about Stars and Trains earlier, because it was funny. But I want to show you for the first time, my friend Theory Bird's build on this world. So he's been building Pokemon because he is the knowledgeable one when it comes to the Pokemon games. So, I mean, I play the trading card game, so I'm good at that, and he plays a lot more of the actual games, so he's very knowledgeable at that. There isn't really an order to these, he's just been building random cool Pokemon. First we have the black and white sprite, I think it's the black and white one, for Meloetta. Then we have Cyndaquil. Funny story, apparently the skin here is darker than you'd expect, and apparently he built it like that because that was what his picture showed him, and then he realised he had his phone on dark mode. So that was, that's pro tip. Turn your brightness up so you can actually see what the hell you're building. Then we have the Mewtwo right here, which is really cool looking. A Zorua. My personal favourite though is this upscaled version of Mew, which I think looks pretty damn nice. So yeah, those are his builds. Apart from this one right here, that is the Animal Crossing leaf, I think. Because he's a pretty big fan of Animal Crossing. So yeah, those are our builds, and of course the main focus of the video, my updated mushroom stuff. And yeah, let me know which is your favourite mushroom, with the new ones included of course. Make sure to subscribe if you want to help the channel grow, because we are getting nearer to 100 subscribers by the day, and it is going to be pretty cool hitting that milestone again. Haven't done that in a long time. And yeah, this has been Volkus, and I will leave you guys with a slow pan of the mushrooms again. Of course, if you've seen all of them in the last video, but whatever. The new ones make it look cool. So yeah, Volkus out.